Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online program where we celebrate and have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. And as well, we use the platform to celebrate people, places, and positive news. I am Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, known as Mama K, and in today's program to share a story is the beautiful, energetic, serial entrepreneur, my sister from another mother, who is known as Madam Viviane Pounguy. I need to get that right. She is the founder of LittleSteps College, which is based in Cape Town, South Africa. And as well, she is the founder of so many other businesses, which we'll find out as we go in the program. My dear, darling sister, beautiful. You're so looking beautiful today.
Oh, thank you so much.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very well.
Good.
Can't complain.
And I'm going to steal that chain from you. Although saying that, I don't wear chain anymore. I love it. It's really nice.
You love it.
Tell us about yourself and your name. I can see Tsimba Viviane Pounguy. Yeah. What does Tsimba mean?
Tsimba means a twin. When you are born as a twin, they give you a name of Tsimba.
Okay.
And my name, it's Pounguy Tsimba Vivian. And Tsimba, it means a twin. And I have a twin sister with a name goes to Nzuzi. So you have Tsimba and Nzuzi.
You see, I'm learning. Twins. Because in my culture, which is the Yoruba culture from Nigeria, we call them Taiwo and Kende. So automatically, once you have twins, they're known as Taiwo Kende. So what you're saying is, in your culture as well, is the same.
Yes.
So anybody that bear Tsimba and
Nzuzi
is a twin.
Yes.
Okay, so who came first, you or her?
Her. She came first and then I came last.
You came last. So in my culture, you'll be Kende.
Okay.
And she'll be Taiwo.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So wow. So you're twin, and where were you born? Siblings? Tell us a little more.
We born in Congo.
Okay.
Okay, in Congo Brazzaville. This is where we were born, the two of us, and we are the last borns of 14 kids. Yes, 14 kids, and then we are the last born.
And I'm looking at you, I'm like thinking, your parents, are there any other twin in the family or just you?
No, it's just us.
So probably, okay, maybe that's because of you they stopped. Because it's like two.
Actually, I think they stopped because we decided to be the last.
I like that. You decided no more children after this. 14.
After 14, yes.
Wow, that's a big family. So your dad, what was he doing then? And your mom, are they still alive?
No, I lost both my parents.
Oh, sorry.
I lost my mom last year.
Oh,
May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
And my father, I lost him like more than 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So how did they manage 14 of you?
We'll say that I was born in the polygamous family.
Okay.
My father was married to 3 women.
That's like my dad. Yeah. I can relate. African men.
African men, 3 women.
Right.
And the last one passed out, and the first one they divorced, and the remaining one was my mother.
Okay.
Yeah. As a last born, I did not experience much that polygamy story in the family, so I don't have much to say. Otherwise, like when I was growing, this is when you start noticing some differences, because there is always some differences when we are not all born for the same mother.
I can relate, but most of the time as well, you do have differences in people who have one mother, one father. I've seen a lot of that.
Always.
I was just reading as well that you studied in you studied in China.
Yes,
you did your primary education in China. Okay.
This is where I started. My father was the accountant of the ambassador of Congo in China.
Right.
And we spent like 15 years there in China. So I can say...
15 years?
Yes.
Can you speak the language?
I used to speak fluently, but with English and with time, you know, when you don't practice,
you forget, you lose it. But you should find a way to.
I can still say something. I can communicate, but not fluently. Like
is it Cantonese or
Mandarin?
Mandarin.
Yes.
Okay, so you can communicate.
Yes, I can. Okay. I can.
So say something. I just want to know what you can say. Whatever you want to say.
Ni hao ma.
Okay, what does that mean?
Are you fine?
Are you fine? Ni hao ma. I should know that. I've heard that before several times from my Chinese.
Ni hao ma.
Okay.
Mostly people will just say ni hao. It's like hello.
Right.
Okay. But when you want to go a little bit further, you say ni hao ma. Are you fine?
Are you
and
fine?
The other person on the other side can answer ni shen shi hao ma or wo hao ma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can speak how many languages then, obviously?
I can speak French, English, little bit of Mandarin, little bit of Portuguese, little bit of Hindi. Yeah.
Wow. You're blessed. So tell us about your culture, the Congolese culture.
Congolese culture, which is very rich, okay, like all the African cultures. I'm from the north and the south of Congo. My father is from the north and my mother is from the south.
Okay.
So both culture made me who I am today because I'm really related to this. As let's say on my mother's side, I'm a Kamba and we speak Kikamba. That is our tribe.
Right.
And it's related to people who are very quiet, very respectful. And in my country, they always say, if you want a real woman, if you want to get married, you have to get married to the Kamba. You have to get a woman who's Bakamba so you can be happy because they are very loyal and respectful.
Interesting.
And on the other side of my father, which I'm a Kuyu from Owando.
Okay.
This is the part of me where I'm a warrior who don't give up.
I love that.
Yes,
and I can testify that you can
Kuyu
worry.
ladies don't give up. Those are warriors. They don't give up. They always stand for themselves. They fight until the end. And this is the person that I am on the other side when it's come to business and my personal life.
So, accounting, you did a little bit of that and then you did law.
Yes.
And then, before we come to you coming to South Africa, that's two different things. Why the accounting, why law? And I know you did hospitality management as well, and business, and then you're doing politics as well. So very, very all different. Tell us about that.
You know, life will always take you where your destiny is. When I was younger, you know, as all African fathers, they will always want one of their kids to do what they did. So my father's dream was like, okay, I was an accountant, I was a, you know, a diplomat into politics, so it's what I will love you to do as well, to follow that footstep. So I went into accounting at high school, but on my own side, what I wanted to become, it's to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Which after matric, yes, I have my matric in accounting. And after my matric, I decided at university to go in law because I had a choice to make. So I went into law and I started with business law in Congo. Yeah.
And I'm sure that's useful for you, you know.
Very useful now.
So now let's come back to why you came to South Africa and when you came to South Africa.
Okay.
And some of the culture in South Africa for you that stood out, you know, in terms of your culture. And even the culture of staying in China for over 15 years.
Yes. Coming to South Africa, I decided to come to South Africa to further my study when the war arose in my country, the war was so bad, and the safety was not so good on my side. As I told you, that my father was a little bit involved also in politics, and going also where we supposed to go and study, it was not safe at all. So I had to make a decision. Will stay and not do anything for my life, or will save my life and then further my education somewhere else. This is where I decided to come to South Africa.
Okay. Culture, South African culture, and how has life been? We're going to talk about LittleSteps shortly, but how has life been for you, for somebody who was running away from, you know, the trauma and the challenges back home? How has life been, and what are the South African culture for you, positive culture that you've embraced?
The fact that I always cherish culture, okay? So for me, accepting other people's culture, okay, it's very easy for me. And the fact that I've been outside my own country also for quite a long time, because when we were in China, we did not stay only in China. We went to India. We stayed sometime in France, and then I went to stay in Angola. And so being out there when I was growing up did allow me to adapt easily when I changed a country. The only challenge, it was like, you know, you're in the other African country, but you not really feel like you're in the African country. That was the big challenge. Okay. Otherwise, I was not lost. I was okay. I was okay. The challenges was there, and I always never give up when I want something. So I was always fighting for everything until I get where I want. So
what was your first job? Let me ask that.
My first job was in a takeaway restaurant in Athlone.
Okay.
Yes.
When did you move to South Africa again? When did you relocate?
2000.
2000. Okay. So your first job was at a takeaway restaurant.
Takeaway restaurant.
And how was that?
It was a nightmare because I was struggling with English. The little English that I had, it's the one that I've learned when I was in China because of the mix-up of the community. Right. Yeah, so I was using that English, which was not the best. And there was so much misunderstanding with the boss, and I ended up being fired.
Really?
Yes. I ended up being fired, and after that, I say no, but I have some other skills. And then I went into the hairdressing place, and I got a job. I was hired as a hairdresser since I know how to do hair, and I was employed there. And
how did you know how to do hair? Did you learn that from Congo, or was that something you picked?
Okay. No. I learned from Congo because, you know, as African, most of the time, you learn to help each other in the yard. You don't have to go
and pay somebody else. So all that skills came to play and helped you.
Yes.
And I suppose the likelihood of you being getting fired in the hairdresser salon is slim, because you don't need to talk.
Yeah, you don't need to talk. They just show you the design and
you just have to get on with it. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll be right back. Wow, my dear sister, being fired in a takeaway place because you couldn't speak English, and then, you know, it just shows how for me as well, that traits and culture of what you said, being a warrior, never giving up, and even coming, you know, to South Africa based on the political unrest, you know, back home. I'm not surprised, you know, that you've started a lot of other businesses. So let us start with LittleSteps. Why did you decide to start LittleSteps, and when was it started, and what do you do at LittleSteps?
LittleSteps, I will say, in my mind, started in 2012. Okay. I started it at home. looking after small kids.
Okay.
And in my mind, it was growing until I decided now to give back to the community from the experience of all the places that I did work. I decided now to give back to the community by working in non-profit organization as a teacher.
Right.
This is where I get the experience and the knowledge of management, which at the end make me realize that what the others were doing were not impossible for me to do. Because most of the, I can say, the students that we used to get in those different non-profit organizations where I was working, I'm the one who used to convince them, I'm the one who used to do marketing. So we had a lot of students actually. And that make me understand that now you can do that also. And you can even do better than that. And this is where it started. I started at home looking after kids. I think I spent like a year.
How many children did you have then?
I had, let's say, around 7 children when I started. 7 children. And I say, no, what I have learned, the experience that I got, I think I need to give it to adults and youth. And this is where I brought where I was working in non-profit organization, not getting a salary. You know how it's worked. You got a stipend. But I never give up, no matter how small it was. I was determined to reach my dream, my target. Until one day I wake up, I say, no, it's time for me. Firstly, I spoke to some of the colleagues. I say, okay, let's create something which is going to be like a African institute.
Right.
Okay. Therefore, we can put all the African, students together and assist them better, because the biggest job we are there are who are doing it here. So let's create something. And then most of the people turned me down. They say, she's crazy. How can she dream of something like this? Some other people even discouraged me by telling me, since when do you see a foreigner opening an institution here, registering a college? So I was like discouraged by everyone. And then I say, maybe it's a way that I have to take alone, because some other things that you do in life, it's meant for yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to carry
Involve
people. Yeah. And then it's what I did. It's what I did, and without even having an office, nothing, I started already to buy things for the office. So I started with markers, whiteboard, and people was like, okay, what she's doing?
She's serious.
What she's expecting? No space, no nothing, no registration, no accredited. You just start buying. She's crazy. She must be crazy. She's dreaming. Where she will go with that dream? It's too big to happen. It cannot happen. But unfortunately, it did happen. Is that why I name it LittleSteps College?
I love that. I was going to ask you, the name. So those little steps,
I started with very little.
Yeah.
Even when I get my first office, it was an office and the reception. I'm out of my office and there's a class, and after the class I'm out again, I'm back again. So I started very little, but I did take that step.
So tell us what courses or what subjects, because I can see here some of the program that you do, which are really, really amazing. For me, even just looking at it, and like you said, maybe that's part of why they think, that's crazy. Why is she going to do this? But I'm sure you didn't start with all this. But tell us, what you do, how many learners, how many students you have?
When we started only with languages, which is something that don't need accreditation or approval.
Right.
And after that, I make sure that I'm right with the government. And to teach any subject, like in South Africa, you need to be accredited with one of the borders, either it's SETA, TETA, all of them, you have to be bilingual. So after that, I did my accreditation with SETA and the Institution of Certified Bookkeeping, which is our specialty in accounting, bookkeeping, business management, entrepreneurship. Those are our specialty. And then we did add many more other subjects on the long run.
So people do get a proper certificate.
A proper one, an international one.
An international one. Wow, this is very commendable. I'm just so impressed, with what you've got at different levels, as well, that you do. So you've shared some of the challenges, already, about the discouragement, and I'm sure we could spend a day, you even breaking it down to other challenges, that you've had, since starting, with Little Steps. What are some of the achievements? What you're proud of, what you feel for you could say, wow, Vivian, yes, you did very well. For you, I know there probably a lot, but what are you mostly proud of?
I'm very proud of myself because I never gave up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was, the challenges were so much upset and down, but even at night I can cry, but in the morning I will wake up with a smile and continue what I want to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what are your hopes, for the future for Little Steps? And then I'm going to ask you about all our other businesses, the small one, because you mentioned there the non-profits, you're a female activist, you're involved with Leader Women of Africa, you're involved with other organizations. So what are the hopes for Little Steps first? Let's back that.
Okay.
But what are your dreams? Because like you said, you had a dream and a vision. You've started it. So what are your dreams for Little Steps?
My dream is to be able to implement LittleSteps College everywhere in Africa.
Right.
Therefore, we can have an exchange of skills and assist also those African countries who did not elevate their curriculum yet, to benefit from that. And right now, as I'm speaking, we have registered LittleSteps in Congo Brazzaville, in Congo DRC, in Namibia, and we are doing the follow-up on Zimbabwe and Malawi.
Wow. Very commendable. That must be a lot of work. And I hear all this country. What happened to my country, Nigeria?
I'm looking for a partner. If the partner is there,
interestingly, we could be partner, because I just realized there's so many things we probably don't talk about. And I think when you mentioned, we're looking to go across Africa, I'm
having
thinking
a partner who will say, okay, let's join hands, and then we go in that country.
Because I run my mother's school, so let's see.
Wonderful.
Already in education. So you guys see what this program like this could lead into? We never know. We'll keep you posted. We must both not forget that. So now you're thinking of Zimbabwe and Namibia, and already started in
both Congo.
In both Congo, yeah. Your other initiative, like Miss Culture, Miss Africa, tell us about that. And you had a fashion business as well. You're a fashion designer. In fact, I'm like, what else don't you do?
Everything.
You've mentioned being a teacher,
everywhere.
Okay, been in the restaurant trade, so tell us about Little Culture and so on.
Miss African Culture and fashion. First to start, I will say my mother was a fashion designer. Okay. So I took it from her, that spirit of fashion, because when I was growing up, I did not know much about going to the shop and, buying clothes. All my clothes were designed by my mother. We see something in the catalog, and then I would say, oh, Mom, I like this one. Can you design it for me? So she's the one who always used to dress up. So I picked that from her.
Right.
And this is where come my passion of fashion. And behind fashion, I did see also our culture. How can we put this fashion, how can we link this fashion with our culture? Because most of the time, we undermine our culture. We undermine also our designers. So I say, no, let us put them into to value also by promoting the African culture and the African design, promoting the African print. Is that why I like to wear African print with nice design, which makes me reflect as a African. You know, as an African, you don't have sometimes even to tell your nationality.
Yes.
Only the way you will dress. You don't have to say anything.
No.
And as a Congolese, when you wear certain fabric and you know how to tie your liputa, they know this is Congo. You see, so our dressing also can already tell where we are coming from and can also tell our culture, because this is who we are. So I try to link those things to promote Africa.
Wow. So you have the event annually, I believe, and obviously, you know, we've covered one of your programs and we're hoping, you know, to cover. So you're taking that as well to other African countries as well, I believe.
Yes, every year we choose an African country which is able to host the event.
Okay.
And we have to make sure of the safety of the people, the politics in the country. Yeah, we take all this into consideration before to choose a hosting country.
Agriculture, that's something else that you're dabbling or thinking of dabbling into. Tell us about that, if you want to share anything.
Oh, agriculture is the way to go today, you know. Agriculture is the way to go today. Many people don't understand agriculture today because they think being in agriculture, it's like, okay, it's because you have nothing to do with your life. You did not make it at school. Is that why you into agriculture, which is not right, which is not true. And also the way they market agriculture, it's in the way like, okay, people will not get interested in it, especially our young African girls. So on my side, I think they have to change the way of marketing the agriculture. When you see in the magazine, when they talk of agriculture, we see someone dirty, you know, old or look like suffering. Which is very wrong.
Sexy.
Yeah, which is very wrong. But if they can present it properly, I think even our youth will be interested to go in agriculture, because agriculture is what feed us, make us what we are. Because if you don't, you don't feed yourself, you're not going to be fit to do anything. You see? So I think agriculture is the way to go. And we need to educate our youth.
What area of it for you are you thinking of going into? You've already started
transformation.
A company.
Yes, transformation, and trying to transform anything that comes from agriculture. Let's say like I'm into dry fruit. Okay, in our countries we have fruit like nothing in this world. You see, which it's just wasting there for nothing. We can start there to make a change. As African, I can say in South Africa we have the best wine, but we still seeing wine from other side, which we have to promote, because as African, I think it's very important for us to promote what we have, and then all Africa can use it.
Yeah.
I think.
I could talk on and on with you. I'm coming up with more questions, but we'll be right back. Whiteman Production.
Amiga zonke ndakhengela zonke ikuthando lami ngenhliziyo yonke ndiyakuthanda nyani my baby asoze ngixoke I promise you asoze ndipho ndiyakwethembisa anaxesha lodlala sa Oba wena mfunu kwenza umngami umame kaya asoze ndipungule soze ndikeke umame kaya asoze ndipungule soze ndikeke umame kaya sekudala ndimlindile ndimtholile umame kaya sekudala ndimlindile ndimtholile umame kaya asoze ndimpunzule soze ndimyeke baby I believe in you and me 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 Utikungi babale malibongi kamba difungu mamba suzendi punto baby ndiyakuthanda we can understand girl I never do you wrong you're my everything you're my wife to be without you I don't make no sense you're my everything you're my wife to be without you I don't make no sense won't you believe me when I say that I believe in you and me won't you believe me when I say that I believe in you and me cause your love is so good your love is soulful your love is everything that I need your love is so good your love is soulful your love is everything that I need won't you believe me when I say that I believe in you and me won't you believe me when I say that you and I belong together baby baby I believe in you and me baby I believe in you and me baby I believe.
Wow. I could talk to you all day, like I said there, and you know, the amount of knowledge, the amount of expertise, the amount of passion, you know, and how you, all what you're doing, you know, just kind of all fall into place. The fashion, the culture, the agriculture, the hospitality that you've had, you know, worked in, and obviously the education, you know, with LittleSteps and a lot of other things. I'm sure you probably have a lot of other things up your sleeve, and we probably need to come back because I want to hear more. So for you, what are the three things? And I think I can suspect, because once I'm talking to our guest, I always, once we've had that first conversation, I can suspect what they value. What motivates you, and what are the three things that you value most in life for you?
What I value the most in life, it's respect, loyalty, and being authentic.
Okay. Interesting. That's profound. Being authentic, respect, and loyalty, and I'm sure you value it, and as well you give it.
Yes.
You know, because you already said that about your tribe. You know, that you come from, the people from your tribe have known to be very respectful and all that. So what motivates you? Why are you doing what you're doing? What keeps you going? Why, you know, like you said earlier, you cried, you know, at the beginning, you used to cry when things are tough, but then you wake up and you're like, you keep going. What motivates you?
It's the love of what I want to become in life, and the love of always wanting to make a change in someone's life. Okay? Because I can say, for me, it's nothing that make me more than happy when I meet a student on the road, or when I meet one of my students in the restaurant who tells me, oh my God, Mom, you here? Please, I'm going to pay the bill for Mama. If I'm working here today, it's because of her. So if I can put food on my table, it's because this is what I love the most with what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I can change at least someone's life. I can make a difference in someone's life.
So, for you, I will say, yeah, you're successful. You've achieved a lot as a woman, a Black woman, and an African woman in South Africa. What's your definition of success? And you're obviously a leader, with all what you do. How would you describe what leadership, or what qualities would you say a leader should have?
Let's come to success first. We'll say many people don't like to hear when you say that, I'm a very successful woman. They think that you are bragging or what, because they don't understand the meaning of successful to you. Because it depends on each other. What does he think is success, what it means for? For me, like I said earlier on, success for me, it's being able to change something, to change someone's life, to make a difference in someone's life. Like I said earlier, meeting people on the road that will say, oh, thank you so much, Ms V. If it was not you today, I was not going to be what I am today. Meeting people who will tell you like, okay, this is what I got today because of the advice that you did give me. So this is success for me. Yeah.
And leadership?
And leadership for me, it's not being the one on top there because no, I'm the one who's the CEO or what. No, leadership for me, it's being able to listen, being able to coach the others, and being able to take action in the worst case scenario where everyone or your team can't stand. Because many people call themselves as a leader, but in the worst case scenario, they are not there. They cannot take decision or they cannot stand for the team. And for me, being a leader, it's being able to stand for your team, listening, and being able to coach them, give them the right direction.
Profound. What's your best food? What's your favorite food? I just want to take a slow.
My best food is cassava leaves, saka.
Okay. What do you eat it with?
Saka.
What do you
we
eat
it with rice, with pap, which we call fufu, with kwanga, which is made also by cassava again, from cassava. So you have cassava leaf and you have kwanga made from the cassava as well.
Wow. So cassava, I know we have in West Africa, and I know even in Malawi, in Congo now. So you see, there's a lot we have across Africa.
There are a lot in common.
So I don't know why we fight sometimes, or why
we have a lot in common.
We have so much in common. So now, this segment, I want to focus on asking you now about an word of, not word of advice, but more of life lessons, that you have had from your journey from Congo, Brazzaville, when you were born, to China, as a young child. Then, like you said, you traveled within, Angola, went to Angola and a lot of other places. What has been some of your life lessons that you have kind of experienced that you wouldn't want a younger Vivian to experience, or that you would want a younger Vivian? So the good one and the bad one. Can you share with us some of your life lessons?
In general, I can say the most important thing that my father taught me, it's about respect. Like I always say, it's about respect. Everywhere where you go, if you respect what you find there, the doors will be open to you. That is the number one thing, respect. And from the lesson that I have learned in life is just that if you respect people, those will be open to you. But if you are arrogant, you don't respect people, you don't respect what you find in front of you or before you, then all the doors will be closed for you. And for me, the most important thing is respect and authenticity. Be the real you. Don't fake your personality.
Wow.
That's it.
We'll be right back. Wow, Madam Vivian. Respect, authenticity, making a difference in people's life. Obviously, there's a lot, that you packed in there, and even the conversation we had right at the beginning. My final question, which I want to ask you, because it's been really, really insightful, even for me, and just knowing about you, hearing you share your story, and if we don't share our stories, then who will do it for us? So thank you, for allowing us to do that with you. You're already doing a lot within education, and I'm sure you're aware of the social issues, we experience across Africa, be it South Africa, Congo, Zimbabwe, Malawi. We have poverty, we have crime, we have a lot of issues. And I already think I know what you're already going to say, but let me still ask you, what issue for you means more than anything to you that you will want, a social issue that you want us to solve in South Africa, in Congo, across Africa? I want to know what the issue is. And then the second part of it, which is really the important bit, is what are the solutions to that issue? How can we solve it, even though it's not going to be you solving it, but what are the solutions, to it that maybe somebody out there might be able to pick on?
I will talk about early pregnancy.
Okay.
Early pregnancy and crime, but even the crime will fall under early pregnancy, because as a woman, I think we have a huge responsibility on everything that is going on in the world. Many kids are raised in the wrong way now, which is bringing also criminality at the end because of the way they raise them. And us as women, we have a huge responsibility to make sure that we educate our kids well, so when they grow up, they grow to become a wise people and good people. If we don't do that, that means nothing will change. Because for a young girl, when she falls pregnant, she's not mature yet. Life is just starting for her. And some of them, it will ruin her life. Or some of them, they will keep that child and will have like a hatred on that child. Because, I could not enjoy my youth because of this child. And then those are emotional things that impact the kids. And when they grow up, they become unbelievable people that you even wonder, this child was raised by people or what happened. And I think it has a lot to do with family, with early pregnancy, with marriage. It has a lot to do because most of the kids change. We find criminal today because of broken house. And I will say it again, as mothers, we have a huge responsibility. As women, we have a huge responsibility on what is going on in Africa. And which is a responsibility also of our authorities to try to see know some other culture which are not helping, because our culture, it's good, we have to embrace it, we have to love it, but whatever it's not helping the society in culture, we need to revise it, because many young girls get into marriage that they don't want, that they are not ready for, and they start giving birth to kids that they hate, actually, which grow up to become bad people because of the treatment that they gave them when they were growing. And that is the point that I will say, actually, our authorities, they have to look after very well.
Wow, that is deep. In fact, I haven't had anyone explain it the way you've explained it. The fact, although I've had one or two people now, I remember saying about some of the problems, social problems, that we have are deep rooted in family back, in terms of broken homes. So yes, the way you've just put it in, whereby you have an early pregnancy, and that means how you even bring up that boy child might be not out of love, because you feel that child has ruined your life. And then that boy child, I'm just putting the boy child now because crime most of the time is by men or boy child. We do have a lot of female people, but statistically it's mostly male. So that could be the root of it. So we need to go back to the home, the family, and yes, the government as well being involved. Wow, thank you for that, and thank you so much for all that you've shared, which for me has been an eye-opener, and I can't wait to come back again. Maybe when we come back, we might want to speak to some of the learners, the students, just to hear the experience, what they've learned, or it might be you at one of your function, Miss Africaine culture or whatever else that you have. But I want to just say, I salute you. We see you. And, we celebrate International Women's Day in February. We celebrate Women's Day in August in South Africa. And I always say that for me, every day, women should be celebrated.
True, that is very much
true. And we should
true.
celebrate each other in ways that, we all can know that there's a big role a lot of our women are playing. And what you said there about, the role the women play even in the homes. So I celebrate you, the lives you're impacting positively, and the lives you continue to impact through your college, through your online business, the fashion, which is what you're doing now. We didn't even have time to talk about that. But, in ways that you're doing that, we really celebrate it through even you working with an NGO, a non-profit, non-governmental organization, a non-profit organization with stipend, putting back in the lives of people, like what you said, starting this business from home. We commend you. We see you. I know you've won many awards, for your business. I'm looking at lots of certificates as well, that you've been given. And sometimes, when you're doing things like this, when you're alone and you've faced the challenge, you sometimes wonder, is anybody seeing this? Am I making a difference? So this is why we're doing what we're doing.
Thank you.
Is to let people like you know that you're seen, you're celebrated. We might not have a lot to give you, so this is the first time we're giving this now in our program.
Thank you so much.
So this is just, giving you a key ring, which is something, me, I'm a marketer and salesperson. Bold Moves is making things like this, support us. We're trying to get this. We make mugs, we make cups, and so on. So if you have corporate gifts that you want to do for LittleSteps, this is about supporting each other.
Information, yeah.
Yes, so we have things that we're making, but we're giving this a little token to you. Do you recognize that person?
Oh, that's me. Thank you so much, Mama. I recognize that person. Oh, that's me. That's definitely me. Thank you so much.
So it's a small token from us to you, to say we see you, we appreciate you. Well done, for what you're doing, and
thank you so much.
Wish you all the very best. We'll be back. We'll definitely will be back.
You're welcome.
If you will have us, because I can still see a lot of questions, and for me, that we could even ask some of the students as well. Since you say they're diverse, you know, from other African countries, you know, what does this mean for them? What they as young people want to see as change, you know? So we will want to come back for a roundtable discussion.
You're always welcome.
Okay.
It will be open for you.
Okay.
Always open for both.
Okay. All right. So that's all we've got time for. We see you, we celebrate you, but in closing,
thank you so much.
We will want you to just give words of encouragement to young people, women, anyone you want to speak to out there. We want you to just give words of encouragement.
The word of encouragement that I can give to people out there, especially young girls or women, it's to always be authentic, not give up on your dream no matter what, and always take the audacity to start what you think you want to achieve in life. That's the message that I'm giving to people. Love, trust, and always be authentic. Never give up on your dream no matter what. Pursue your dream until you reach your objective. That's it.
So
Thank you so much, Bold.
No, that was so right and profound. Be authentic, be respectful, don't give up on your dreams, pursue your dreams. And I'm not surprised, you know, that's what our dear sister, strong African woman, is portraying, because that's what she is doing. Being authentic, being just real, doing what she wants and following her dreams. And, you know, doing that out of respect. You heard, you know, I know I'm spending a little bit more time than I normally do after, you know, hearing her share a story, but I just feel it's important to share with our young ones, you know, especially the respect she kept mentioning throughout, that will open doors for you. Not being arrogant. Don't feel I know it all. Don't feel, because you have this, or even don't have this, that, you know, somebody owes you, you know, somewhere, or the government or your family, you know. So I hope there are things you've picked up from there, and I can't wait to share more stories of women like Vivian who are doing so much in the community, in the country, in the nation in the continent, you know, of Africa. And we have so much to do and to learn from each other. So that's all we've got time for today. Remember, this is Impact Africa. Remember, God is love. And yes, love you all. Till next time, where we hear more stories from amazing people who are doing so much in the grassroots and so much in the world, making a difference, positively impacting lives. We'll be right back then. What else do you have to say? How do you say bye-bye in Mandarin?
Saije.
Saije.
Saije. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Au revoir, French.
Au revoir. Au revoir in French.
In French.
Mandarin is Saije.